I'm Ben Mankiewicz. Welcome to TCM. I hope you've been enjoying tonight's 31 Days of Oscar theme, Oscar Goes for a Drive. Our first two pictures were more character-driven than car-driven. That sort of changes with our next film. While the character is certainly prominent, the story is driven by what that character does behind the wheel of his 1968 Ford Mustang GT. From the same year as the car, 1968, Steve McQueen stars in Bullitt. McQueen is Frank Bullitt, a San Francisco police lieutenant with big anti-hero vibes, kind of a template for cop characters like Dirty Harry Callahan and John McClane in the Die Hard franchise. Bullitt gets assigned to protect a gangster set to testify against the mob. He's forced to fend off multiple threats, not just from the syndicate, who obviously want to keep this guy from testifying. In addition to starring, McQueen also produced Bullitt through his company, Solar Productions. Since McQueen was essentially calling his own financial shots here, he was able to avoid the backlot shoot proposed by Warner Brothers, who released the movie. McQueen drew a line in the asphalt, a location shoot in San Francisco or nothing at all. How else could he capture the centerpiece of the film, a car chase that careens through the streets of San Francisco? That car chase sequence, which runs nearly 11 pulsating minutes, was so important to McQueen, he specifically chose Peter Yates to direct the film. McQueen loved a true crime picture Yates directed in England called Robbery, which notably included an impressive car chase. McQueen wanted Yates to top that scene in Bullitt, and as you're about to see, Yates pretty much topped every single car chase scene in the history of movies and in the history of cars. Bullitt's groundbreaking car chase sequence is, like all great set pieces, the result of a collaborative effort. In addition to Yates, there's cinematographer Bill Fraker, plus the expert team of stuntmen, including Lauren Janes, Bud Eakins, stunt coordinator Carrie Lofton, as well as Bill Hickman, who plays a hitman in the movie and drives the other car in the chase himself. And then there's editor Frank Keller, who won an Oscar for piecing the complicated scene together. From 1968, also with Jacqueline Bisset, Robert Vaughn, and Robert Duvall. Bullitt. The guys who got behind the wheel in Bullitt nearly 60 years ago were strictly analog. No computer hijinks or green screens involved. Not even any rear projection shots. Those cars really were flying down the streets of San Francisco, jacked up at speeds exceeding 100 miles an hour. It remains a stunning accomplishment, something countless films from the French Connection through the Fast and the Furious franchise have tried to top. Film editor Frank Keller won an Academy Award for his crucial pacing of the movie's action, typified by that 11-minute sequence that took 4 weeks to shoot. For years, the story from Bullitt was that Steve McQueen did his own driving in the film, but the bulk of it was done by a pair of stunt drivers, Bud Eakins and Lauren Janes. A third driver, Bill Hickman, handled the car following McQueen until McQueen started following them. Hickman wasn't just the stunt driver, he played the hitman behind the wheel. Hickman later did stunt driving for the French Connection from 1971, directed by William Friedkin, who hired Hickman because he wanted to one-up Bullitt's car chase, and he arguably succeeded. Coming up, James Garner takes on Formula One racing in a 1966 drama from director John Frankenheimer. Grand Prix is next on Turner Classic Movies.
Next on TCM, Grand Prix, then Wild Strawberries, and later, Ben-Hur. Oscar enters the Coliseum tonight.